Hello everyone, welcome back. This is another cast, and as you can see, LiquidJinro is already talking, and then you see some Korean signs, but we're gonna come back at that in just a second. As you can see, this is LiquidJinro in the red on the top right corner in Blistering Sands. Liquid, of course, one of the most famous StarCraft teams in the whole wide world, actually, having TeamLiquid.net, one of the biggest communities out there, and it's just amazing team. And in the left bottom corner we have SlayerSBoxeR. Now he's known, of course, from Brood War, and he's also Korean. Some say that he's like the biggest name in the StarCraft esports scene, something like that. I personally didn't play during Brood War, so it kind of flew by me, but as people talk about him, I start to recognize more of him, etc., etc. Now, Boxer, also known as the Emperor. So I'm wondering what kind of play we're gonna see from both these players. I leave the production tab open while I'm gonna talk about the map a bit. I've actually not seen a TvT in this map before because there's possibilities to block this entrance off with either two barracks or a barracks or a factory or just two big buildings, and then just using these backdoor rocks as your main entrance. But both these players are not gonna opt for that, as they're both gonna go. Oh, Jinro actually got his gas, but SlayerSBoxeR actually does not have his gas, so it might look like he's gonna go for a one Rex expand, and Jinro is just gonna do a bit more ordinary play, just more standard, or at least standard at this date. Now this is actually before patch 1.2. As you can see, I still have to do this overlay on my replay bar. So this actually does not have the changes, but there weren't many Terran changes because that was only, what was it again? The SCVs repairing each other and then getting the same threats. It looks like Jinro is getting his factory. He's probably gonna do a starport after that, or might just go for. He's building a reactor on his barracks, so that indicates already that he wants to go for Hellions. Now Hellions obviously a good choice at the moment because SlayerSBoxeR at the moment is really behind on tech. As you can see, he still has no gas, so he's at the moment just gonna pump out purely Marines, and Hellions, of course, against light units, which Marines are light units, is gonna do quite some damage. So it looks like Reactor Hellion expand against a one barracks that I can't get out of my own words. Ooh, even transferring a mule, that is a tiny mistake actually, because there you go, you lose it, and then you lose mining time from that mule. So when you are transferring, don't transfer your mules. That actually is a waste of time. But as we can see, there's gonna go a tech lab on the barracks at the moment. Probably after a couple of Hellions, Jinro is gonna swap this barracks with this factory, and then just gonna go with marine and siege tanks and just transition into the normal Terran versus Terran. And there we go, he's already lifting it up. And SlayerSBoxeR is actually already having 5 barracks and still not opting to go for any sort of gas. So that is actually really interesting. I've never seen anything like this. So I'm actually kind of curious about how this is gonna work out. As we can see, Inferno Pre-Igniter is gonna go out for these Hellions. Now, Jinro is also known for being very careful with his units, trying to get the maximum out of it, repairing one and each other the whole time. There is just gonna pick off a couple of Marines. They're all on low health actually. Just these two are in perfect shape. And in that cause, he just lost one Hellion, but that happens. I mean, he still has 3 left, an Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way, and he's adding on another barracks. Now I've actually expected that he would go for uh, a starport instead, and then just basically with a medivac and blue flame hellions just drop behind these rocks, go into his mineral line, and then get a lot of kills. But it looks like the Marines of SlayerSBoxeR is gonna scoot them away, because that is actually a lot of Marines. He currently has 21 Marines, and a lot of SCVs. He's now gonna tech up with these two uh, geysers, and there he's gonna add a couple of geysers as well. But he's gonna move in. He's gonna see that there are a couple of Marines and a couple of Hellions. He spread those Marines out a bit, and then he just leaves again, seeing that he won't be able to go against that army now that LiquidJinro actually does have the blue flame, and SlayerSBoxeR probably knows about that for some sort of reason. So here we go. Those Hellions are gonna now get a lot of kills. There we go. He's gonna lose a lot of Marines. He actually needs to micro this one to the back so he doesn't lose it. There we go. He actually still loses it, but those Hellions are doing the damage already that they're supposed to do. This actually is pretty brutal for SlayerSBoxeR, because now he's just losing every Marine that he has, and the Marines are basically the straight up counter to those Marauders, and now SlayerSBoxeR actually does have to pull his SCVs. Now he's just gonna hide them away, and this expansion has already been null and void by just getting out, or just stopping the mining time from it. But now Jinro has to retreat, because those are a lot of Marauders, and it looks like 3 barracks with Marauders just pop out with tech labs. Actually, he does not have stim quite yet, but that will obviously come later. Now Jinro's opting to go a bit more mech, as we can see, having already 3 factories, 2 with tech labs, 1 with reactors. This obviously only can pull out Hellions, and now only getting the siege tech. Now I really like this. I mean, if he doesn't have any siege tanks anyways, but some players like are really scared. They want to have their sort of static defenses up, and they get that really fast siege tech. But if you're not going to use it, if you're just gonna apply pressure with these Hellions, you won't need any siege tech anyway. So Jinro has obviously thought of this build quite good. I don't know why he's moving out with this tank already, but yeah, there we go. Now he's gonna move back a bit. And I'm kind of wondering who's gonna get the gold expansion first, because obviously they're already not going like completely all in. There might be 2 base all-ins, I don't know. But it looks like Jinro is already clearing out the rocks with these 2 tanks, controlling 1 watchtower and 2 watchtowers actually, and having complete sight of everything, even keeping a Marine next to the destructible rocks, going to see when SlayerSBoxeR might take his 3rd, and it looks like SlayerSBoxeR is going for Marine Marauder Medivac. I have actually recently played a game for some ESL Cup, and I've lost that game because of Marauders just killing my base, and I just did a stupid strategy anyways. But it looks like Jinro is not having sight up there, so he needs that 1 Hellion to just pull them back. Kind of odd that actually the concussive shells works on a Hellion, because it actually is a mechanical unit. So how can it be concussed by those shells? That massive units? Yeah, okay, it's so I'm kind of confused by that, but that doesn't matter. I thought of that recently. It's like, hey, do concussive shells work on Hellions? Now I've actually seen it does work. Kind of stupid in my opinion, but whatever. And it looks like, ooh, SlayerSBoxeR is gonna go for a doom drop behind the mineral line, I assume. Where's the rally point? There is no rally point of this. And Jinro already wants to take his third base.